What if the Iron Giant hung out with Batman instead of idolizing Superman? What if Jean Valjean or Dr. Richard Kimball were robots? Like Roy Batty or Johnny Five, this self-aware killing machine just wants to be left alone to live a normal life. But where's the fun in that? Hi, I'm Dan Larson, and this is the history of the Zeta Project. Thank you to CuriosityStream for sponsoring this video. Go to curiositystream.com/galaxymedia to save 25% right now. CuriosityStream is a subscription streaming service that offers thousands of non-fiction movies and shows from some of the world's best filmmakers, including exclusive originals. There are new shows every week with subjects ranging from history to science, technology, military history, science, nature, history, technology, science, military history, music, science, and more. CuriosityStream doesn't tell you how to use the information they provide. Write it down, tell your friends, incorporate it into the conversations you have with your cat. You like watching stuff but don't like to learn anything? Then forget everything except the fun you had while watching. You make the call. CuriosityStream is available on many platforms. It's the world's first streaming service addressing our lifelong quest to learn, to explore, and more importantly, to understand. Click the link below or go to curiositystream.com/galaxymedia and save 25% right now. That's only $14.99 for the whole year. Again, that's curiositystream.com/galaxymedia. And thank you again to CuriosityStream for sponsoring this video. The Zeta Project is an animated series that originally aired in the US for 26 episodes over 2 seasons from January of 2001 to August of 2002. It's a fugitive story with a twist. Instead of being on the run for a crime he didn't commit, he's on the run for refusing to potentially commit a crime he was directly ordered to commit. Everything you need to know is right in the opening narration. My name is Zeta. I was built as a weapon to destroy, but I will not destroy anymore. But since we're here, Infiltration Unit Zeta was created by the US government as a weapon specifically designed for assassinations. The ability to restructure itself and project a lifelike hologram around a robotic core is what makes it so effective. The idea is that the robot kills the target, then replaces it to serve the needs of the National Security Agency. The only flaw in the plan is that somehow this particular unit develops a conscience after he realizes that his intended target was actually innocent. His computer brain spirals at the thought that he might have been responsible for the deaths of countless innocent lives in the future and therefore swears off killing for the rest of his life and turns fugitive. Agent Bennett of the NSA is tasked with finding and bringing Zeta back in and providing him the appropriate maintenance to get him back in the kill zone. Zeta teams up with a teenage girl named Ro who can help him evade the feds, teach him about being a cool human, and support him on his quest to find his creator, Dr. Selig, the only man that they believe can help clear Zeta's name and prove that he is more than just a killer robot in disguise. While Batman did not create Zeta from the Zeta Project, he is directly responsible for its existence. Batman has always been popular to some degree, but the release of Tim Burton's Batman in 1989 kicked off an unprecedented level of excitement that some have diagnosed as Batmania, which led to the sequel Batman Returns in 1992, and that same year, the Emmy Award-winning Batman the Animated Series. The Dark Knight kept people coming back to theaters with Batman Forever in 1995 and Batman and Robin in 1997. On television, 2 seasons of the animated series were followed by The New Adventures of Batman in 1997, and then the forward-looking Batman Beyond in 1999. In 2000, during the 2nd season of Batman Beyond, episode 20 titled Zeta featured a robot that is more than meets the eye. Created by the US government to carry out assassinations, it has apparently gone rogue, possibly reprogrammed by terrorists, or perhaps developed a conscience which, to the US military, would be considered the same thing. When Batman encounters the Zeta unit for the first time, he trusts NSA agent Bennett, who explains that the robot is dangerous. After Zeta saves Batman's life, Batman realizes that Zeta is telling the truth and really just wants to be left alone. Spoiler alert, Batman helps Zeta evade capture by faking Zeta's death. That episode was written by Bob Goodman, at least partially inspired by the 1960s TV series The Fugitive. Zeta was an idea that began to take shape from a movie concept Goodman had been kicking around with Alan Burnett. Burnett was one of Batman Beyond's producers. He was also a writer and producer of Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, and DuckTales. It was his idea to do an episode where Batman fought a robot. Goodman developed a character that wasn't just some robot, but a shape-shifting synthoid programmed to kill. Goodman admits that he originally intended for Zeta to be dead at the end of that episode of Batman Beyond, but Burnett thought perhaps Zeta escaping was a better way to go, and the network agreed as they were looking for some happier endings after so many years of grim, gritty realism. And that proved to be the right decision because shortly thereafter, Warner Bros. Was looking for new show ideas, to which Goodman suggested spinning off the character into his own series. The network was fully supportive and put it into production before he had even finished his pitch.
What are you? That synthezoid is armed and dangerous. A renegade robot finally meets his maker. Dr. Selig, he's after the dock. Fire! Don't miss the season premiere.
Danger. Evacuate all sectors.
Freeze! The Zeta Project. All new this Saturday at 9:30, 8:30 Central and Pacific on Kids WB.
From the outset, Goodman intended for the Zeta Project to be even darker than Batman the Animated Series. You know, the series that is so dark they drew it on black paper. He imagined a killer robot that didn't want to kill anymore, but still, you know, sometimes did. Who among us, right? Goodman imagined a world more Gotham than Gotham, more Blade Runner than Blade Runner. As far as he was concerned, few if any changes would need to be made to the character, having already established who Zeta was, what he looked like, and how he functioned. Instead of darker, the network pushed for lighter. They wanted to see a more relatable design for Zeta. Something, you know, with a face, a brighter, more colorful future, with more scenes in the daytime, happier endings. They wanted stories that were lighter, funnier, and more kid-relatable. Even the NSA agents got their sharp edges rounded off. They're still trying to capture Zeta, but additional agents are added to provide some comedic relief, some range of personalities beyond Bennett's capture or kill at any cost nature. Rosalie Rowan was introduced as a way to help Zeta, or Z as she calls him, on his quest for answers, but also to broaden the appeal of the show from young boys to young girls as well. Goodman imagined her as a positive and empowering influence for young girls in the audience. The Zeta Project had a great cast with a lot of stars, a completely new cast from the actors in the original Batman Beyond episode. Zeta was played by Diedrich Bader, who himself would go on to play Batman in 2008's Batman the Brave and the Bold. Ro was played by Julie Nathanson. Agent Bennett was played by Kurtwood Smith.
Dumbass, 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 dumbass.
Guest appearances included Michael Dorn, Clancy Brown, Tara Strong, Kevin Michael Richardson, John Rhys Davies, Joey Lawrence, Stacy Keach, Dave Coulier, Phil Lamar, Richard Mall, Tress McNeil, Cree Summer, Kevin Conroy as Bruce Wayne, and of course, Frank, Toka, and Razar Welker. Season 1 ran 12 episodes ending in August of 2001. Season 2 ran 14 episodes from March to August of 2002. It was almost canceled after television programming across the board backed off on violence after the tragedy of September 11th. At a minimum, the word terrorist was cut from the dialogue going forward. Zeta and Batman would cross paths again in 2 more episodes. In Season 1, Episode 8 of the Zeta Project titled Shadows, Batman confronts Zeta once again when it once again looks like Zeta has returned to his old killer ways. In Batman Beyond, Season 3, Episode 12, Countdown, Zeta and Ro find themselves in Gotham for the World Science Seminar, hoping to encounter Dr. Selig. Despite Goodman's plans to mirror the progression of the Zeta Project's seasonal structure against the original 1960s fugitive television series, the Zeta Project was canceled after 2 seasons instead of 4. The series ended on a cliffhanger as Dr. Selig was presumably killed in an explosion after revealing that Zeta's conscience was all this time an actual part of his programming. The cliffhanger ending also suggests that perhaps Selig himself was a synthoid of some sort, which, between that and the revelation about Zeta's conscience, just brings up more questions about life, free will, and whether or not choice is an illusion. Now whose brain is spiraling? WB wanted to move on from the quest for Dr. Selig's storylines and the similarities to The Fugitive in general. Goodman saw the writing on the wall as WB wanted to move even further into a younger kids-focused Season 3 where Zeta and Ro would team up to fight crime and solve mysteries. That was enough for Goodman to leave the series, having already felt handcuffed by all the storytelling limitations that had been put in front of the production. When Warner Bros. Was unable to find a replacement for Goodman, the show was officially canceled. The Zeta Project Season 1 hit DVD in 2009, a 3-disc set with bonus features like a making-of video and both Batman Beyond crossover episodes Zeta and Countdown. It was re-released in 2017 as a manufacture-on-demand publication, with Season 2 following shortly thereafter. As of this video, both seasons are available for purchase digitally at various online retailers. In 2005, John Schneider announced on his website that he was working on a live-action version of the Zeta Project. While it would have built on the foundation of the animated series, it would have taken some liberties with the concept as well. This proposed live-action version of the Zeta Project might have seen Ro and Zeta picking up with something closer to the proposed Season 3 plotline, Ro as a cybercrimes FBI agent and Zeta undercover having replaced Ro's partner, hopefully not through murdering. There are two ways to make money with cartoons. Use the show as a 30-minute commercial to sell new toys, or, like the Zeta Project, make a show that keeps the eyeballs on the screen so you can sell ads on the episodes. While it was the practice to sell toys through cartoons in the 80s and 90s, that model shifted in the 2000s after more regulations were put in place to protect kids from that kind of targeted marketing. The closest thing we could find to a toy was nearly 2 decades later in 2018, a HeroClix figure released by WizKids. The Zeta Project found its fan base at the end of a Black Batmania rainbow, sitting there like a robot pot of gold just waiting to be taken into the hearts of the fans. Fans who, to this day, continue to develop their own stories around the characters and concepts unique to this series. The bigger legacy of the Zeta Project is the questions it asks and attempts to answer in a show developed for 6 to 11-year-olds. Does free will exist, or are we all just moving through time and space propelled by the conditions of our existence and the programming hard-coded into our DNA? Letting viewers ponder the question, if a gun could decide whether or not it could be used to kill, how would it answer? Where would that decision ultimately lie, the robot or the one who created it? They say robots don't kill people. People kill people. But what does that mean when the robot believes there is more value to human life than the ones who fight so strongly for its existence? Turns out the questions the Zeta Project asked from the future are more relevant to 6 to 11-year-olds today than ever before. Thanks for watching. Please hit like and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Thank you very much to those of you who already are. Check us out on Twitch at twitch.tv/toygalaxy if you're in the position to help the channel grow. If you would like early access to the videos ad-free, please visit our Patreon at patreon.com/toygalaxy. Special thanks to the folks over at the Watchtower database for their efforts in archiving information related to this series. Let us know in the comments down below if you could replace anyone in the world and live out their life for them as a secret robot working for the NSA. Who would you pick? I'm gonna go with me, Dan Larson. I have no operational value to the NSA, so no one else gets hurt. And can you imagine the views we'd get if one video I just stretched out my robot arms go-go gadget style, ejected guns out of my rib cage? Yeah, just try and top that. Robo from the Fwoosh. Oh boy. Stuck the landing, right?